So I'm kind of deep in thought right now because I was hired to do a political ad, which is not the sort of work that I would normally take on. I am fortunate enough to say that I support this candidate. And years ago, I was a part of a campaign video I was a part of a video that ended up being used for a campaign video against this person's opponent. So this is kind of like a full circle opportunity. And normally I wouldn't even talk about this, except for the fact that there's been sort of a gag order that's been lifted from the project because it's about to premiere. And I am just waiting to hear official word if it's something that I'll be able to post on this channel, because this is a video that is going to be kind of open to the public in terms of, being able to repost and share. It's sort of a grassroots attempt, so kind of cool. On another kind of top of the mind thing right now is I feel a little satisfied. You may remember last fall I started doing a bulk cut cycle for the first time ever, and the cut, I really started to count calories, which was a method that I hadn't really used before, but I actually found it to be an incredibly enjoyable experience. And I found that my weight loss was really calculated and really achievable. Like I could set a goal and I could calculate exactly what I would need to eat to achieve that goal by this certain date at a given rate. That went on. I ended up bulking, did the same thing with bulking, but bulking, it's so much easier to slip up for me personally, just because it gives you it's sort of a give an inch, take a mile situation. Then we went on vacation, I got sick and had a baby, and so I just kind of fell off that bandwagon. And I mean, as you can probably tell, I haven't really been lifting weights hardly at all. Now I'm switching over to this different goal for running. That being said, at the end of July, I started doing just a weight loss again, because I could feel myself just putting on unnecessary weight. And then also I wanted to try and drop down weight as I'm running, to just make myself a little bit, to make less to carry essentially. And then I have plans in November of kind of doing some more bulking again, less extreme in the winter. That being said, it just proves, because I am now, let me give you the numbers actually. So I've been doing it for 63 days. It's about 2 months. And my estimated goal is to lose anywhere from 1 pound to 1.5 pounds per week. We'll just round down to 60. So we'll just call it 2 months, right? So that's 8 weeks. Let me make sure I'm pulling up an accurate number here for you. I started at 207 and I am now 191. So that's 16 pounds. So since the end of July, I've lost 16 pounds. Now, if we take that 16 divided by 8, that's an average of 2 pounds, give or take, a week. So, I'm happy about it, sure. I mean, the weight loss wasn't really a concern. It was just, I was really excited to test this sort of thing that was so successful in terms of losing weight. And this sounds so obvious, right? But it's just I watch people, and myself included, for years. I would do diets and stuff, and it's not that they would be unsuccessful per se, but it was really sort of willy-nilly. And you'd gain some weight, you'd lose some weight. Am I losing weight? Yeah, I've lost some weight, but it's over a long period of time. But if you literally buying a $14 food scale changed my life. I have so much more, just getting into the habit of logging your calories into an app every time you eat. Sounds unhealthy, and everybody loves to tell you how that's not healthy. Okay, I genuinely enjoy the process. I love the numerics of it. I love any sort of biometrics. And so it does two things. One, it makes it's sort of like a trust the process. I never feel oh, I'm off my diet, because I have numbers that I can look at and be like, oh, it's perfect, or I cheated here, but then I ate less this day or something. And so there's just a number to back up every choice that you make. And two, I've found actually that it's way easier, in terms of I enjoy my food so much more because I know I've accounted for it. I can have a cheeseburger and I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have a cheeseburger on this diet. It's no, I absolutely can, because it's 600 calories. I have 800 left in the day. I don't know how to describe it. There's this really fantastic sort of effect that it has on me psychologically. And it makes it feel so much easier, because I'm always, when you feel like you're overweight or you're over your desired weight, you're constantly thinking about food. And usually that thought process revolves solely on guilt. And it takes that completely away and gives you more opportunities to just sit down and eat a half a pint of Ben and Jerry's and know exactly how much that's damaging you or not damaging you. And I cannot possibly encourage. I know it sounds so obvious and dumb, but it's like, just calculate your TDEE, go 500 calories down per day. That's 3,000 deficit a week, and that's a pound of fat. You're going to fluctuate. It's not going to be this complete like downward perfect line on a graph in terms of how much you're losing over that period of time. It goes up and down, but every so often you look back at the numbers and you're like, I'm perfectly averaged right where I should be. Water weight's going to play into a part of it, but like, just don't overthink it. Just follow the process. And it just like works, and it feels so easy. It almost feels like I've unlocked some like hidden gem, which I know it's not, because counting calories is no secret. I mean, half the fitness industry does it, the vast majority of the fitness industry does it, but it has this like negative connotation as if you're obsessing in a negative way about your food, and I completely disagree. I think not counting your calories forces you to obsess about your food in an actually very unhealthy way. And also, the thing of it too is it's this unbelievable education process, because you're forcing yourself to look at labels. You're way more conscious about what you're putting in your mouth. You might put in a handful of chips 3 times a day, and you now know that that's like 60 calories per, so that's an extra 200 or 300 calories. And sometimes that's all it can take over a long period of time to start putting on weight, because it's all just a matter of thermodynamics. It's all just calories in, calories out. Now, there's way more to health than just scale weight. Absolutely. And if you're, like when I was bulking and there's muscle involved, it's a little more complicated with macros and protein and how much weight versus, is muscle versus fat. But if you're just trying to lose weight, you know what I mean? It's like that, just get into the habit, gamify it. And it's really awesome. So we've been eating out significantly less, because frankly, if nothing else, it's just like, it's more stressful to eat out because I don't know what I'm eating. And there's ways to calculate it. You just have to sort of estimate based on other choices that are available. I use MyFitness app, and there's people who have logged other foods, and you just try to take a guess. And after a while, you feel more confident in your guesses, just because you spend so much time looking at labels and gram weights of chicken and knowing how much, okay, that looks like about 65 grams of chicken on this salad or whatever. And I don't know. I'm once again just endorsing to, if you're looking to lose weight, just count calories. It's just the easiest way to do it. And it is the most like mindless way of doing it. And counting the calories, the aspect of it seems daunting, but I'd say after about a week, you get totally in the routine of it.